Hey everybody, it's Friday! Friday, and it's exciting. We made it through another week of crazy COVID time. Thank you so much for being on the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. We are going to have a great time. We've got 3 great guests. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. All right. And you know what? The most important thing to do is talk about the news this week. I hope you're all ready for it. Here we go. GameStop. Is there any story bigger than GameStop these days? The big news is that all these down and out, heavily shorted stocks like GameStop have rocketed up. This short squeeze, as it's called, was triggered by the Reddit community Wall Street Bets and has decimated a couple of the short-selling hedge funds. But here is the interesting thing. Gamers are actually jealous about these beat-up hedge funds. They keep saying, hey, do you know how long it's been since somebody squeezed our shorts?
How long has it been?
All right. Oh yeah. Now on Monday, the U.S. House of Representatives brought the articles of impeachment for Trump over to the Senate side, setting in motion the trial portion of the impeachment. Many people, and I mean many people, still believe we should have seen the violence at the U.S. Capitol coming. After all, Stormy Daniels has been talking about Trump's inch erection for years. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Hey, in India, small farmers are revolting against Prime Minister Modi after laws were enacted that favored corporate farms. Modi is said to be cowering in fear. However, his biggest concern is the potential impact on India's credit rating, mostly from Moody's. I know. Now this next one is for a select few people, and they'll know who they are when they hear it. So this week, the match for Super Bowl 55 is all set, as Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be taking on Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. This will be Brady's 10th Super Bowl. He's won 6 of them. But I have to tell you, there are rumors floating around that Tom Brady has had plastic surgery, which would clearly violate the NFL's nip and tuck rules. That was for you Raider fans. Love you. Anyway. All right, and finally, and I know a lot of you are saying that in relief. Finally, at first, many people thought that poet Amanda Gorman was the biggest winner of Biden's inauguration. However, the internet can't seem to get enough. Whoops, wrong picture. Sorry. The internet can't seem to get enough of this famous Bernie picture.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Bernie.
The picture is so popular, in fact, that many people think Sanders is a shoo-in to be chairman of the Senate of the Senate Ways and Memes Committee. I know. And with that,
long walk to a very high cliff.
I know you mean that. Anyway. That's the news. That's the news to broadcast on our fine show here. Which means it is time for our first interview. And our first guest, surprisingly enough, actually earns his living through comedy. And more annoying than that, he's the guy that taught me how to be a stand-up comedian. So send your hate letters to him. Anyway, here is the one and only Jesse Fernandez. Hi, Jesse.
How's it going, everybody?
Good. So Jesse, tell us a little bit about how you actually got into comedy.
All right. In junior high, I needed a defense mechanism so I wouldn't get bullied. And so I figured I would try joking. And that was pretty unsuccessful for about 4 years. And then it started to work a little bit. And then when I was 21, I tried doing stand-up. And that didn't work for about 2 years. And then that started to work a little bit. And yada, 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 here I am.
What was the moment you decided to go full-time comedy?
When it started paying enough.
And were you living in the Bay Area at the time, or were you?
I was. So when I first started doing comedy as like a job, it was like a slow transition where I decided to work less at a real job. Well, I was cashiering at Whole Foods, so like I don't know if that's a real job, but it was my job. And then the rest of the time, I made almost no money, and I just lived on very little, and I just worked with that time on making more money. And you know, I would make stuff for like Rooftop Comedy and like little gigs here and there. I did a lot of like animated comedy shorts and stuff for companies, and then eventually that led to me getting hired on full time at E-Bombs World, and then I worked up there, became head writer there, and then I started working as a writer for Newsbroke, and I got a job teaching stand-up at Google, and I got feature work at the Punchline, and now I'm still working at Newsbroke, and I'm a writer for The Onion, so I'm doing all that.
Wow, that is a lot of streams to help you get through this tough time, I take it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm doing fine. I could always be doing better, but I'm paying the bills. I'm doing good. Got this nice, sweet Dunkaroos endorsement, so that's been helpful. They're actually paying me $80,000 for this appearance, so pretty good.
Wow, they are getting a great deal.
Yeah, I know, right? I should have asked for more.
I know, right? I mean, when you're on this show,
yeah,
you're golden. All right. Well, the topic of AJ's news break is that right? That's the clip we have from you, right? So do you want to introduce? We can go ahead and show the clip.
All right. This is a clip from Newsbroke. I forget what the topic is. I sent it at like 3 a.m. yesterday. I was like, I'm not going to have time tomorrow. I'm going to be working right up until the show. I better do it now. And I was like delirious, and I sent you a thing. So
all right,
that's the setup I'm giving for this.
All right. Well, let's hope that this all works. Apologies in advance for any technical difficulties.
Our country is facing a tough few weeks, months, and years ahead. Not just because there's still a rampant virus ripping through it, but because after the attack on the Capitol, there's no doubt that Trumpism is as big of a threat. And while Biden has walked back his claim that Republicans would have an epiphany once Trump was defeated, it turns out he was right. They did have an epiphany, and that was to make a clean break from reality. While the last 4 years, liberals have vacillated from outrage to normalization to podcasts with titles like, "Can he do that?" The right has been steadily poisoning the minds of its voters with outright lies about election fraud and given a green light to violence. Trumpism has spread like a zombie infection in the Republican Party, which is almost unfair to zombies because at least zombies value brains. And it's important not to minimize.
All right. Well, that was awesome.
Thank you.
What parts of that were you responsible for then, Jesse?
I wrote that. Well, no, I mean, I can't say that I wrote that. I wrote the zombie joke, and I wrote the clean break from reality line, and I can't remember. It's like a kind of a muddled, like, I mean, there's a lot of like collaboration. So like, even though like I might have come up with the concept for one of them, there's like a bunch of rewrites, and there's a lot of talented comedians working on that, including the host, Francesca Fiorentini, who you guys just saw. Very funny comedian and actress, and political commentator. You guys should check her out. But check out Dunkaroos first. That's the most important thing you guys should check out.
Hey, can I ask a question? I always wanted to know. When a project is made, I always notice it's usually like a team of writers, but one person will be like written by. Do you know how do they say like this is the one writer that gets the writing credit, basically?
Well, I mean, I think that there's like Screen Actors Guild rules for that. Like you can only have so many writers, or you can like use like a team like writer credit kind of thing. I don't know. We don't have those kinds of rules in Newsbroke. We put the writers as like, you know, everybody who wrote for it. Francesca is generally the head writer though. She will write the base, the script, and then it's like punch up and edit from there from the rest of the team.
Right on.
Yeah.
Could you walk me through that process, Jesse? So like what happens? Like how much time do you have? How do you sort of like pick what segments you want to like write jokes about? And then what's the process during the day? Like, is it like stories from yesterday and then you record today? Like, and then how do you sort of like collaborate? Do you like use like a Google spreadsheet or whatever?
Gotcha. Yeah. So we use a lot of Google documents. We'll use like a Google spreadsheet for the animations when we are trying to communicate with our animator about what they should make for the piece. But just generally the walkthrough is we'll come up with a bunch of ideas for pieces. We try to do evergreen stuff, but also like talking about things that have happened recently, whatever applies to the topic that we want to cover, or we'll pick a topic that applies to the current events, but is also evergreen, so that we can keep getting views on into the future. And then like Friday, we'll pick a piece that we want to do, and we'll research it over the weekend and through Monday, and then maybe have a script. Francesca will be writing as the team is researching. The researchers are researching, and she'll have a script out by like Monday night, Tuesday, and then we'll do punch up Tuesday and Wednesday, shoot Wednesday. And then it'll be post-production. So working on the animations, we might start those a little bit earlier if we know that something is going to be in the end script. And then we're doing communicating with the video editor and the animators and the producers. And then meanwhile, we got to make a thumbnail. So I'll do that. I make all the thumbnails for Newsbroke. And then send that off to social. We'll make the copy for when we release it. So the title, the description, the what goes out with the tweets, the Facebook post, that stuff. And then we'll have all of that done like Friday, and then we'll release Saturday. And there's a little bit of overlap because we also are picking out our next piece and starting the research on that, and then repeat the process.
That's a lot of work. Yeah. Thanks for sharing the insight.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Very cool.
So we're getting close to the end, but we just try and squeeze in a couple more. Do you get to coach the, Francesca at all on her delivery or anything of how you want things said?
I'm not a director on this. I directed in season 2, but I think I made everyone do too many takes, and so they decided that I would do other stuff, which is fair. So no, I don't have any input on that.
Okay.
I might put a note like in the writing if I think there's like a clever way of saying it or something like that. But I'm not on set. I mean, especially because COVID. So like maybe Francesca and Matt live together. I think that's public info. And so like,
heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Exclusively on Tommy Feldman Happy Hour.
Happy Hour gets there.
Public info now.
Yeah.
Matt is also one of the writers and also sometimes host and camera guy for Francesca. And so I think that they'll probably pitch each other ideas and stuff, I'm assuming.
All right. So is there anything else you'd like to promote, Jesse? Any shows, any other things?
I mean, aside from checking out Newsbroke, checking out Dunkaroos, you check out Onion Gamers Network. That's the section of the Onion that I'm on right now, and it rules. I love it. It's an excuse to play video games. And so, yeah, check out the work so people will see it and I can keep doing it.
Well, I didn't get a chance to say at the beginning, but Jesse is an awesome, awesome instructor. He's probably the best, one of the top instructors I've ever had in my life. He's an incredibly generous guy. So I hope you'll support him in whatever endeavors he mentioned. All right. Thank you very much, Jesse.
Hey.
All right. Well, you know, as you can tell, the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour is a place for experimentation. And there can be no better experimentation than improv. So.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I know Darren is going to enjoy watching Sirish. And now I'm trying to say his name correctly because apparently I've been saying it wrong all these weeks.
Don't worry about it.
He and I are going to try and do an improv game called Questions Only, where the idea is that we are only allowed to speak in the form of a question. And we're going to start by giving ourselves a location. This should be fun. Hopefully,
all right. Are you able to see my screen?
I can see it.
I can see
Okay,
it.
so all right, so we're gonna pick a scene. It's questions only, and we're only allowed to speak in questions, right? Okay,
That's right.
let's go. Men's restroom. I think we did this. We did this like a few weeks ago.
All right, so try a new one.
All right, the Oval Office.
The-
Can you believe Trump is not president anymore, Ed?
Can you believe he ever was president?
What a world, huh?
I'm trying to figure out how to ask this in the form of the question. I can't believe I screwed that up.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go again.
Hey,
All
do,
right.
do relationship. You guys have never done a relationship before.
All right, let's do relationship.
All right.
We, the audience or fellow employees ask, oh, traveler translator. Ah.
Yeah.
Could I just speak to you in Hindi the whole time?
Do I look like C-3PO?
What does that mean?
Do I look like I can speak anything besides English?
Why do you keep responding to my questions with questions?
Why did you name this thing Questions Only?
God damn it, we're supposed to be traveling. Where are we going, Ed?
Where do the spirits want you to go?
Ding, 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 ding.
All right.
All
And
right.
with that, I think that was probably all our guests can handle. Do you think so, or all that we can handle?
I think that's about right. That's about right.
All
You
right.
have, like 2 undercover agents just saying the code sentences to each other.
By the way, before we go too much further, I do want to thank the people that are actually watching the show. I know it's shocking to hear their viewers, but thank you to Emily, Adrian, Chris at the Pink Flamingo. Hopefully someday we can all go back to the Pink Flamingo in Monterey and watch some excellent comedy shows that she produces. Michael Adams. So thank you all for watching. And now it's time for our second interview, which hopefully I'll do a much better job at this time. Anyway, our next guest and I both work at the same place, but we did not meet each other through work. We met each other through comedy classes, first doing improv. And I bet you cannot tell that I've ever taken a class in improv. But Darren Busing is our next guest. Here's Darren. Hi, Darren.
Hey, everybody.
What's up, Darren?
Hello.
So Darren,
make
what
noise.
made you decide to get into comedy?
So let's see, January 2017. So I'd been at Google a few years and I was having a severe bout of, we'll just call it work-related stress. And it's going to cost you a few beers in real life to get any more details out of me. And I actually went to see a therapist, which they have those on site at Google in non-COVID times. And few weeks in, the guy, because I would tend to like crack wise in the middle of these sessions because that's always the way I've been. And the therapist said, like, you know what, you need an outlet, and I think you should take improv classes. So I was literally referred to Google Improv by a professional mental health professional. God help us all.
You know
and
what?
So
that's probably a better reason than most of us who just thought, oh, I seem like I'm funny. People said I'm funny.
Yeah. So I started with the improv classes where you and I first met. Marissa Afonador teaches those still to this day. Well, I don't know during COVID times, but certainly up until COVID. And then summer 2017, we took the class together with Jesse.
That's right. History was made, and the world has been punished ever since.
It was a
yes. They did not deserve any of it. It's true.
Well, why don't we start off by showing folks a clip of your comedy? Do you want to set it up at all? This was actually shot at an outdoor venue during COVID times, right?
Yeah. This is an Alameda Comedy, the open mic portion, up on their little stage. It's adorable. It looks kind of like a dunk tank. Like it's just really short and small. You go up this plank and do your comedy, and we'll just play the joke.
All right. So let me do my little share thing here so I don't screw this up too badly. And all right, where are you? Okay. Well, oops, no sounds.
Different things in the bedroom too. Spice things up a little bit. It's important. Turns out we're both really allergic to cayenne pepper. Not the hard way. A lot of you have burned your tongue on a hot pocket, but not like I have.
It's freezing up.
Yeah.
Not our speed.
I just have to say that I can only hear portions of this joke that I haven't heard from Darren before, and I love it.
Remind me that I have to mow my lawn. So instead, we got this dice game called Sexy Six. It's simple. You just throw 6 dice and do whatever combination of body parts and birds that show up. I mean, it seemed innocent, but word of advice. Don't start with the Cirque du Soleil edition. Not unless you have a very discreet chiropractor. So we retreated after we recovered to the AARP version of the dice game. Turns out if you replace fisting with meat, you suddenly have much better odds on the come line. It's been an adjustment for the kids, but they finally learned not to be alarmed whenever mom yells, Yahtzee! By the way, if anybody out there needs to kick a gambling habit, just picture this rolling dice while wearing an edible Speedo. You're welcome.
Nice.
You drink your stepmother's breast milk, does that make it half and half? Don't you guys turn sour on me too.
All right.
Ta-da.
Ta-da. Sorry about that. I had a little technical difficulty on my side. Zoom decided to quit on me. So,
God forbid.
Did you guys get the whole bit, or
Yeah.
Hey, was that Alameda Comedy Club? I live in Oakland, like really close to there, but I haven't been yet. And I think they're about to reopen right now, right?
Yeah, next weekend.
Nice.
That looked like it was during COVID though. There were people wearing masks. Was that like?
Yeah, that was November. That was actually on my birthday, as it happened. In
Oh,
November.
wow. Yeah.
So they're like quasi open already.
Yeah, they were quasi open, and then they had to shut down completely for
Got
this
it.
last 2-month period. Now they're back opening outdoors again.
Yeah. Has anyone mentioned how weird these times are?
no. You think I sort of got used to them.
Unprecedented?
Yeah, I found that the only 2020 material that I could get to work was quick one-liners when they weren't expecting it, because like we don't want to dwell on it. We're all doing the same thing, so I would just come with kind of this like right hook out of nowhere and then go on to other stuff.
Yeah.
I do feel guilty about all the COVID jokes I used to tell at the beginning of 2020.
Oh geez, I remember going to a pick your poison show. This was a prompted show. The audience would write down prompts, and the comics would pull them out of a bowl and have to riff on them. And so this is last February. So many people wrote down coronavirus as a prompt because it was just a big fucking joke. Like so many that if we're up to me, my joke would be, why do you all have the same stupid joke? And then like a month later, like we were all locked in our houses.
Everybody assumed it would go the way of like SARS and bird flu and like all those other ones that we were made to be scared of, but turned out to be nothing.
Yeah.
Turned out to be something.
Good times. Good times.
Good times.
Huh? Yeah. Hey, so you do both still, you're still doing improv and stand-up. How do you split
both remotely
between the two?
So I'm right now in the middle of 2 different improv weekly classes. One through Moment Improv Theater, which is in San Francisco normally. Oh, they're both in San Francisco normally. And the other one's through Leela. So one class is more about trying to be more emotionally authentic and try and be like a real character. And the other one's just normal improv games. So they're very different from each other. And then I do whatever online mics or shows happen to come up. A couple, maybe 3 or 4 times a week. And then I was doing a couple of outdoor shows when those things were going.
So I once saw you do this amazing thing on a prompt show where you almost tied your hands by saying you were going to tell a story to the prompt.
Oh yeah.
And it was amazing because it almost seemed like that constraint allowed you to just blow everybody away. Can you tell us about how that whole thing happened?
Yeah, so that show is Prompt Night, which it runs on Zoom on Thursdays at 8. Clay Newman and Jeanette Marin run it. So I highly recommend that. I go just about every week, even when I'm not up, which I perform like every couple of months, but I go most weeks. And it's another prompt show, and I decided to treat it like Speechless. If you're familiar with that show, what Speechless is in the normal world is you're given a type of talk, like a TED talk or a retirement speech, and you get an audience suggestion, and then you're doing a slideshow presentation where you have the clicker, but you don't know what the slides are. So you got to click on a slide and just go with it, and it's a long narrative. So I did the same thing, but I just invented my own character, and instead of a slideshow, these prompts would come up. So the most recent one I did was week before last, where my character was the sole Trump protester at one of those busted later protests. So I had a Capitol in the background, and I'm just like ranting like I'm some pro-Trump nut, which I very much am not. And so I would just put up a thing like, Amanda so-and-so made a great poem at the inauguration. I got a poem too. It's about this. And then they throw up the prompt, and I think it was like alien abduction or something. And I had to just invent a poem about alien abduction on 10 seconds notice. And it was just a long thread of just trying to hang on to reality. I think the greatest compliment I got was, I don't know if you know Jordan Sermonera, who's the third host on the show. He does VR comedy. Like you never see his face. He's a VR character whenever he performs online.
I work with him on the VR game right now.
Yeah, so Jordan said, like, Darren does the weirdest thing I've ever seen in comedy. Coming from Jordan, I'm taking that as high praise, whether he intended it or not.
Wow, that is high praise. So we're right at the end of the interview. So what is there anything you'd like to promote?
Let me see, what do I have coming up? In March, I'm doing the Kickback online. That's with Sandra Beltran. Occasionally, I do the Comedians in Cars Watching Comedy, which is the Santa Cruz parking lot show on Fridays at 8. And I sometimes do the KO Comedy Tuesday show with Max Eddy and Natasha Collier. That's Tuesdays at 7. So every now and then I do one of those, and I post when I'm, when it's my week to go up. I post it on my Facebook and IG and all that.
I love Max. I used to see him all the time around when we could go outside. So if you see him, tell him I said hello. I love that guy.
Yeah, sure, I will. I think I only met him once in person, and then we didn't know each other much then, but like we know each other more online now. It's weird. Like I've got it's strange.
Well, thank you,
But he's a
Darren.
kid.
I know
Thanks.
obviously I've known you quite a while, so I know how funny you are, and you're just keep getting better and better. So I hope everybody will take an opportunity to come see you sometime at any of those shows. So thank you very much, Darren. All right, now, as you can see, the production values of this show are amazing and astounding. And as much as I'd like to take credit for it, as much as Sirish would like to take credit for it, really, the man of the hour is Eric, who sets up our sponsors. So Eric, can you please come on and tell us who is sponsoring us this week?
Oh my God, Ed, I would love to. What's up, everybody? It's Eric Newton in the safety of Oakland, California, once again. And yeah, each week at the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour, we get better and better every week. You can tell from tonight's show, all right? So we're getting so good, so big. We have to be more discerning with the sponsors that we choose to work with nowadays, And this week is the first time ever I had to say no to a corporate sponsor. Yeah, Gillette wanted to do some work with us. There we go. Gillette wanted to do some work with us, I've made some personal, I thought about it, and I figured they're not really the right fit for the type of show we do here. But let me say, first of all, the reason I didn't go with them, it's not because they flat out refused to give me free shit. That's not the reason, right? It's definitely not the reason, because like me, like my father, like my father's father, we're longtime supporters of Magic Shave, shaving cream formulated for black men. That's not the reason. It has nothing to do with the fact that Magic shaving cream, trusted company since 1901, is a far superior product at a better price range, in my opinion. No, anyway, to wrap things up, it was none of those reasons. The reason why I decided we should not work with Gillette is because they're not very inclusive. I mean, look at this archaic ad. It says Gillette, the best a man can get. That's not very inclusive. We want to distance ourselves from that type of thing. And I mean, seriously, right? And even in my own personal life, I decided to go back and make some changes to some social media posts I made back in 2006. So back in 2006, I mean, dudes, we just we couldn't get enough. We loved R. Kelly. Okay, so this is a post I had in 2006. I love R. Kelly. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, who didn't? Don't get me wrong. And that's what I'm saying. I want to fix these things. I want to show that Tommy Feldman Happy Hour is going to be on the right side of history. So I went back and I changed that meme and I added some text. I now says, "I love R. Kelly." # me too. So it's way more inclusive. Everybody can enjoy the past 2006. And that's all I have for this week. I'm sure next week we'll be back rolling in the dough, and hopefully we'll find some more companies that align with our standards and what we're trying to promote here at the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. Thanks, everyone. Have a good weekend.
Hey, Eric, thanks for watching out for us, huh? Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Awesome job as ever on getting those sponsors and getting us paid. Great job. Well, I am excited to announce that we are now up to our third interview of the evening. So our next guest hails from the Santa Cruz area. She's part of the amazing Santa Cruz comedy scene. She can be seen on all sorts of shows there. And here is Mac Ruiz. Mac, welcome to the Tommy Feldman Happy Hour. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. What a pleasure.
Now, I want you to know, Mac, that I am, let's see, can you see it?
Wait.
Right? That's
right.
My God! Yeah. In your honor, I thought I would show these on TV. Del Monte Pickle Relish.
I'm kind of emotional.
That's right, because Mac, tell the folks.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I know. I knew that would bring a moment of glee.
I love pickles.
Tiresome interview.
I love pickles. I love pickles and I love mayonnaise. I can't change it.
And you shouldn't, because pickles are important. And I should know, my dad used to work at a pickle plant.
Oh my God, I love that. Which one?
Del Monte, way back when San Jose still had a pickle plant. Yes.
Cute. I love that.
Yeah, I know. So this
Did
is
you have like a
exciting.
lot of pickles like in your house?
We used to. I'm a sweet pickle guy.
Oi.
Dad.
Oi.
I know. My dad went for the dill. Most people I know like the dill, but I just have a sweet tooth, and I love the. There used to be the midgets, all sorts of stuff like that.
Say that anymore.
That was the size of the pickle. I think they also called them.
They did.
Gherkins,
I think
right?
they're called little people pickles.
Then I think people get confused about what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't want little people on the side of that pickle can. That's not good. That's not better.
I just know that you're not. I don't think you're supposed to say that.
I know. I was only referencing pickles, folks.
Are you
I
talking
want you
about?
to know that before I get canceled.
Are you talking about? Listen, it's COVID. You can't get canceled. Am I right? Are you talking about the ones that are like little like Vienna sausage size?
Yep.
Yeah, those guys are good. Those are good.
Yeah, they're really good. They're really
Eric's
good.
shaking.
They are awesome.
I've never.
Mac, let us show a clip of your fine work. Do you want to introduce or tell us where this was? Because this is actually a pretty big audience and everything.
Yeah. So this clip, it is the biggest crowd I had ever performed for. It was over 300 people, almost 400 people. And it was at DNA's Comedy Lab, which is the comedy club that opened up. DNA opened up a comedy club in Santa Cruz. And this was our New Year's Eve show, and it was one of our biggest successes. It was amazing. And I worked that night actually at the comedy club. And then I clocked out and ran to the stage and did my set. I did my set, but it was amazing. And if anyone ever sees this whole clip, it's too bad that it's too bad and it's not too bad that I was so overtaken by this mass energy, this audience, because the first 2 minutes of my 5-minute set was basically just me oh my God, you guys, are you guys here? I'm here. I can't even, wow. That was the first 2 minutes, but this bit specifically is one of my favorite bits that I've ever written. It's something I'm really proud of. It is a longer bit. You're only seeing a portion of it, but this is something I'm super proud of.
All right, let us go.
Yeah, but I also love white culture. I love wine tasting and infused olive oil and judging people, But I do think that the whitest thing I've ever done is definitely try to kill myself.
That's it.
All right.
Great. That's really fun.
So
relatable.
Whoa, what is that? Kill that.
Just the crowd cheering for me. It's
so yeah. So
I'm gonna keep playing that. It's fine.
So that's a fun topic that
I brought to stage in my comedy performance. Yes.
How does it feel to talk about that on stage?
It's interesting. Initially, when I wrote that joke, the joke evolved and evolved over time as I became further away from the trauma. I love to write jokes about trauma and just kind of taking real things in life that aren't really funny and finding a way to find the humor in it is a coping mechanism for me. So that joke evolved over time. And initially, I wrote that joke and it hurt to tell it when I would bomb. When I would tell that joke and people wouldn't laugh, let's say it was just in the dive bar somewhere, and nobody laughed, it broke my heart. And I realized one of my favorite comedians in the whole wide world gave me this advice, Emma Arnold. She told me once that if a joke, I had the opportunity to interview her, and she told me once that if a joke that is personal and vulnerable, if it still hurts when you tell it and you bomb, maybe it's too soon to be telling that joke. And that changed the game for me. And then I healed a little bit more. I refined the joke. I got more confident in telling the joke, more stage presence, more experience under my belt as a comedian. And then I started telling the joke with like conviction and with confidence, and it stopped hurting. And now it's like powerful. And I've had really amazing moments like at various different venues of people coming up to me, whether it's like some drunk girl coming up to me like when she's like escaped away from her like group of friends just like pounding tequila shots, and she's just like, me too. And I'm like, I see you, honey. Like, yeah, like, I'm glad you made it out. And she's just like, thank you for being you. Like, thank you for being an advocate. And I'm like, of course. Like, and we hug and she moves on. Or it's a serious conversation where someone's just like, how can you tell this joke about like ending your life on stage? Like, I mean, how can you tell that joke? I don't understand. Like, I'm struggling with that and I can barely leave my house. And I'm like, every journey's different. Like, when we just have this conversation, and it, to me, it feels like it opens doors, and that is enough to give me the confidence to keep doing it.
And so do you feel like being in comedy has helped you deal with depression, or do you?
I'm sorry, what was that? Do
you feel like doing comedy has helped, dealing with depression and other things like that?
Yeah, I do think it's a very complicated relationship in my opinion, and just personally, it's complicated. I think it's helped me a lot because basically gave me like all this fuel that I had, all of this like, let's say gasoline and all in the depression, the trauma, everything. It essentially, comedy gave me a vehicle to put all of that fuel into. And the wonder and the like amazement that I feel when I can take my trauma and turn it into something where another person feels like they can laugh about it, but it's like this moment of realness where they're like, oh, I'm laughing because it's relatable, and also like ouch a little bit, but also like look at this chick go, and like also like thank you for like normalizing this. Like all of that combined, I think is like a little bit of like a little antidepressant for me. But it also it can hurt sometimes, especially when you're trying new stuff about trauma. It's a little painful, but I think, we heal through pain. So it's a bit of a mixed bag.
Oh, well, we love you, and we want you to continue to do well, and glad that comedy is helping you. I know it's terrible to try and figure out a transition from this, so I'll just say that and ask you, is there anything you'd like to promote, or anything like that, or anything else that you found helpful in
yeah, so I used to be I was one of the founders of the show that Darren was talking about, Prompt Night, and I definitely want to plug that. It's still going. I'm not a part of it anymore, but it's a wonderful show that happens on Thursdays that I love it, and I'll always love it, and Darren always crushes on that show. I also have a show on Thursdays that there's a rotation of hosts, but it's called the Sloth Storytelling Show, and it's put on by DNA's Comedy Lab. Every single week on Thursday nights, it is a different theme and a different host, and it's really cool. Last night I was hosting, and it was a sense of wonder, and we all talked about that and told stories. It was really cool. And then on top of that, I'm also starting a podcast called Me and Your Dad. And it's where I just have conversations with dads, and it's not launched yet. So if you want to follow along, the best way to contact me if you have suggestions, or if you just want to see updates, is on my Instagram at It's Mac Ruiz, and I'll be posting updates on there. Also, just for anyone watching, if you are a dad, or if you have if you're a dad, like if you think you have a good relationship with your dad or whatever, and you think it'd be fun for them to talk to me, like please send them my way. I need dads in my life.
That's the first of the Tommy Feldman happy hour, I should say.
I seriously send your dads my way. I've been getting more responses about people being like, well, I'm a dad, I want to talk, and I'm like, listen, I want to hear from your dad. Like, let me hear from the boomers. But anyway, that's it. That's all I have to promote. And then other than that, I'm just really grateful to be here. So thank you.
Well, thank you so much, Mac, for being here. It was really great having you, and we really appreciate it. And there's at least 4 dads involved with this show tonight. Some may just be hiding.
Jesse wants to say something.
Oh, hey, Jesse, go ahead.
Mac, can you talk to my dad? He hasn't spoken to me in 10 years, so I need somebody get us in contact. So
Yeah,
thank you.
send me. I'm actually really good at internet sleuthing, so just like send me his info. Send me your info. Like maybe if you could actually DM me your social security number, I'll figure it all out.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mac. It's been great. Thank you. All right. Well, now it's time for our next exciting segment of our show, and I don't know that we've actually discussed much about how to run this one, so this may be a little different than normal, Niko. But anyway,
I got it.
It's the one, the only Niko Lukoff from Displaced Comedians to tell us about comedy on Zoom.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me on here. I love coming on and chatting with you folks. Hey, Jesse's son, I know it's been a little while, but I think we can.
Oh my God, Dad.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? Glad you obviously doing well for yourself.
You said you'd be back in 10 minutes.
So I started Displaced Comedians when all the shutdown stuff happened. It's a fun Facebook group with a lot of comedians. Also, you can just go to displacedcomedians.com if you want to see just a list of Zoom mics that is just formulated around just where to go do comedy on the internet. There's about 170-ish Zoom mics on there right now. A lot of other fun stuff too. I know last year I was talking about virtual reality comedy. That was fun. I just popped over from doing like 3 sets in a couple just now, which has been really fun. And now just going to sit down here. So just the technology being able to do that's really fun. I like to kind of give like pointers and tips and different things. I've talked about equipment before. Getting a mic changes a lot of stuff. Like it sounds obvious, but if you got your internal mic and stuff, especially if you want to get booked on shows, having great jokes and being there and being present and being kind of easy to work with is always great. But just having some quality stuff, anywhere from like $40 on up, you can spend. This mic right here is about $100. I got a stand. Don't really need a stand, but I like $20 or whatever. And makes a huge difference and will help out doing live shows. A lot of people doing outdoor shows, doing live shows. You have your own mic, you can just hook it up right into their deal, and it's a nice thing to be able to have access to and to do. So if you have the opportunity, I got a Shure SM58, pretty standard mic that I think works pretty good. It's a lot of fun. I also like to just kind of point out a specific mic every time is usually what I'll do. So if you go on the list, which I know I don't have up right now, if you go to displacedcomedians.com, you go to the list, we've got days of the week there. I got little tabs there for that. I don't have to say they're little, but they're tabs. They are small. And then organized by time of day in Pacific. What I have there, I was looking at is Monday. One thing I really like on a lot of Zoom mics is there's feedback mics. Some people hate these. They just want to do your set and not have to but I want to get feedback. I want to improve it and figure out how to get better. And one of the good ways to do that is Monday nights at 3 p.m. or Mondays at 3 p.m. You can even see a little box there because I was clicking out on my screen. Jared Johnson Comedy Hour. He's been doing this for a long time, doing a workshop, doing 10-minute sets and workshop the jokes. I haven't participated in his workshop part. I've done some of his shows. You can go up on Slot. It's pretty easy to sign up, and it's a pretty cool format to do. And there's a lot of other ones to pop around. People always ask me, which one should I do? I generally just say, whatever works with your schedule, just sign up, see what you like. Because there's pretty much mics going all the time. And someone who's also just messaged me asking about webcams. I'm using a Logitech I think it's called C525, works pretty good. I think it's about $70 on Amazon. It does have a built-in mic, but I wanted to have an external for that, but it does a pretty good job. And that makes a huge difference when I unplug that and just goes to my regular webcam. It just makes a huge difference. If you can scale those things up, you're dialing stuff in, it's a good things to do if you can.
It is listed. Awesome.
All right. Well, thank you, Niko. Thank you. That was awesome. I hope everybody will check out the Zoom comedy mics, whether you just want to watch or if you actually are a comedian and want to try out some stuff. And also wanted to thank Daniel Leary and Travis West, who left comments that they are Darren B is the big time and that Travis is having so much fun. So thank you, Niko. That was great.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for having me on. I appreciate it. Thanks for doing the show.
All right. And now it's the big finale, which doesn't mean we're ending in a couple minutes. No, this is a big finale. This is quiz time. Yeah. Now, normally we do Japanese ads because Tommy was in Japan and knows Japanese and thinks that the ads are funny. And we try and guess, what are they about? Well, Tommy is not available. And so we have gone deep into the well
Actually, I'm back.
Yeah, Sirish.
Ed, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'll tell you why I'm back. I'll tell you why I'm back. Because I would never miss an opportunity to see Sirish's comedy because it doesn't happen very often. So I wanted to see what he's got cooking. I'm back for Sirish.
All right. I appreciate it, Tommy.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
That ruins my theory. I thought Tommy was Batman because he spent time in Japan. He always disappears here and there, but he's back. So you're obviously not Batman.
No, I want to see what Sirish has in store. I'm here for you. So let's do it.
All right. All right, everybody. Can you all hear me? Oh no, I'm sharing the wrong screen. It looks like.
Also, I've never participated in the quiz as a participant, so I wanted to.
That's true.
So do you want to say how this is going to work? So he'll show Sirish will show part of an ad from India, and then he'll call on our guests in order or whatever he chooses, and then if they can't guess, then he'll ask the regulars on the show.
All right. So what are you able to see right now? Are you able to see something?
The ultimate Indian TV ads of this decade.
All right, perfect. So hopefully this is full screen, and hopefully you're able to hear sound too. So anyway, here's how the game's played, right? I would play the advertisement. These are all Indian advertisements, and I would only play it halfway, and then I call on comics, so get first dips in guessing what the advertisement is for. And then let's just see how it goes. So here's the first one.
Turn the sound up.
All right. Let me know if you can hear it. Does that sound good? Can you hear?
Yeah, good.
All right. Let's go.
It won't help me, but it's good.
ये है आम जिंदगी. ये है मेंटोस जिंदगी.
All right. So what is this an ad for? Why don't we start with Darren?
I think I heard him say the word Mentos, which maybe that's not translated.
So wait, so you think it's an ad for Mentos?
I don't have any better guesses.
All right. Yeah, I guess that's a ringer.
Mentos, दिमाग की बत्ती जला दे.
So I guess it was an ad for just to basically spark something in your mind when you're in trouble.
Should I ring the bell, Sirish, for Darren?
Yeah. I think you should ring the bell, Tommy. I think that was a ringer. Well done. All right. So here, hopefully this one's not as easy. So.
You gotta stop.
Sirish, I would just want to point out that we do live in Silicon Valley, so a lot of us understand when English. Indian version of English. So
you got to cut it.
If they say Mentos, we know what that means.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully
with the accent.
You didn't understand with the accent. Yeah. Hopefully, you're not in California, are you? Oh, you probably are.
I am. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's go with this one.
Bouncer.
Okay, actually, this is not.
Black super fast code.
All right. Here we go.
Your watch.
What is this an ad for? Jesse, do you want to go first?
Yeah, this is anti-military propaganda, just trying to mess up their whole stuff. Break them angry. This is a very anti-military kind of thing. So that's what they're advertising. Don't join the military.
That's funny. I wish that was true. But it is. You're not getting close though. You're not getting.
I'm not getting close.
You're not getting close. Close. Do we have Mac?
Yeah. What's up?
Yeah. So do you have any guesses on what this could be an ad
My
for?
best guess would probably be like for like a tailoring company, because did anybody look at how this suit is fitting this person? It is sloppy, and I think this would be a great thing. For, I think there is like an app portion of this ad, like maybe just an app for finding your nearest tailor.
Oh, you're getting warmer. It's definitely an app, and it's for finding, and it's a service, but it's not a tailor.
Is it an
Not a
app
tailor.
for finding like entertainment services or like a cruise ship kind of thing? It seems very like gimmicky.
It's like, no, you're not getting warm, but it's definitely an app. It's an app to help this person in the situation. Darren, do you have guesses?
Oh yeah.
First of all, I think that suit will fit him just fine in the coffin he's about to be in.
Oh, you're getting warm, but no, it's nothing to do with the coffin, but he's in trouble. So.
Oh, yeah.
So
he's in trouble,
and
he needs to get out of trouble.
Is an app for an attorney? Finding an attorney?
Pretty close. He just wants to get out of there. I guess I'm going to open up for the comedians. Tommy,
is it an airfare? Is it like an airfare app?
Like getting warm.
Finding flights.
Getting warmer. Tommy, do you want to
dress like Paul F. Tompkins app?
I'm gonna say life insurance. I don't know why. I feel like it's something to do with life insurance.
Oh, it's he's in trouble. He's going to lose his life. So
yeah, or some kind of insurance.
Or like Airbnb, so we can have an undisclosed location.
Yeah, I feel like it's like a travel thing.
Yeah, I would say it's a travel thing, but like
it's
not
like
long term.
Indian Trivago.
No, I wouldn't say necessarily travel, but he's trying to get out of there. Eric, do you want to say something?
Yeah, I think it's either Indian Ticketmaster for like street magicians, or it's like a cab app, like he's gonna call like an Uber or a Lyft and like leave really fast.
Ring. Yeah.
चलो निकलो ओला मोबाइल ऐप पर कैब बुक करो गाड़ी चूज करो राइट नाउ पर क्लिक करो and just go download the Ola mobile app today.
Is it true that in India Airbnb is just called Namaste?
I don't know. I don't know if that's true. There might be. Yeah. It's like.
I don't know. Sometimes you just got to get them out of your head.
Spreading fake news, Ed?
Me? No, never.
I don't know. That could well be a product. Ed. Let's see. So are we ready for another one?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Oh no. I guess like. Right after this.
Ugly Jody, Mr. Ya Mrs. Abracadabra.
That's great. Very relatable.
Twins?
What could this be an ad for?
Elaborate kidnapping service.
Not getting close. I guess like Ed didn't have a chance to go. Ed, do you want to go?
All right, I'm gonna guess it's twin insurance.
Not quite. It's not. I would say it's not a service. Mac, do you have any guesses?
I'm trying to think about it and also trying not to shoot myself in the foot, because this is I feel like this is some sharky territory to make a joke about. I mean, the woman was duplicated and he was happy that she was gone. So is this like an ad for like, oops, I didn't like my mail order bride, send her back?
Oh God.
Like,
no, it's that's a good guess. I would say it's has.
Is it like wait? Is it an ad for a printer? You know how like when your printer's not working and you like keep pressing print, and like and then like an hour later all of a sudden you get like 5 copies. Is it a printer ad?
You're very creative. I would say no, not quite.
Is it? Can you run it back? Can you play it one more time?
Yeah, I can play one more time. Yeah, let's go.
Is this gonna be one of those random commercials where it turns out they're advertising Skittles or something?
Oh yeah, I would say you're very close. You're very close.
Okay. Double mint gum.
Or is it for an antacid?
So I would say it has something to do with a there's like a twist in the plot here, right? So it's something that you'd eat, but it's not quite what you think it is, or like there's like a twist while you're eating it.
Warhead.
Is it wait. Is it Twix?
Oh yeah.
What is the twist with Twix though? Remember, this is an Indian ad, so it has to be an Indian eating product. But you can just guess like what product it is.
Is there like an Indian equivalent of Twix?
It isn't a candy.
I got one. It's a dessert samosa.
Oh, that's quite creative, Tommy.
Is it an antacid?
No, not quite. Getting colder.
Alcohol?
I would say it's a biscuit. It's a cookie.
Oh, it's
a
cookie.
Oh, is it Oreos?
ऐसे ही मजेदार ट्विस्ट है
Oh,
बटर क्रैकर में चीनी और मसाले का नया.
So if you kind of look at this, so it's a new kind of biscuit or a cookie that has where is it? Yeah. So it has sugar as well as like masala. So there's like cumin and other stuff in here. So
okay.
So if I'd said
oh my god, that looks
insurance,
good.
I would have been right.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tom. Ed, what were you saying?
If I had said cookies instead of insurance, I would have been right because I did guess the twins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you said
like what's the selling point here? Like these cookies will save your marriage.
It's kind of like this Japanese advertisement.
Yeah. Cookies are the key to any happy throuple.
All right, so are we ready for one last one? What do we say?
One last one, yes. Go for it.
All right. So this one's like it's quite dark, but yeah, I hope you guys can see what's happening. I mean, it's like quite dark in the advertisement. I wish it was brighter.
I'm changing, Baba.
Hurry up, yeah.
Sorry, are we late?
It's okay. Let's leave. तू अंदर क्या कर रहा था?
सर अंदर टेस्टिंग कर रहा था.
Oh no! What is this an ad for? Hopefully I didn't reveal too much, but what is this an ad for?
Light bulbs?
Oh yeah, I feel like I revealed too much. Yeah, that's a ringer.
Oh, what? I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, so it's
Wait,
basically
what was it? What was it?
Light bulbs.
Because it's like a pretty dark room, so it says like change your bulbs before you change your clothes.
He said it was dark.
Hello, Nix.
Don't get it.
Oh, it's like basically like I think she didn't realize there was a the maid was inside the room dusting when she went in to like change her clothes. So it's basically like an ad that says change your light bulbs before you change your clothes because you don't know what's in the room.
So like the joke is that she went in and changed and she was naked, but the guy was in there dusting.
Yeah, I mean it's just like I guess so. Yeah, and so like the
problematic.
Not that she's cheating on him, but yes,
that's classic.
Yeah, I guess like that's basically like what I guess like the husband thought. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a
Hurry up,
cultural thing, I
yeah.
would say.
Sorry, Avi.
So the maid was
No,
a
this
dude.
is also for the maid. It's a Mentos commercial.
Yeah, or a Twins commercial.
I mean, I live in East Oakland, so that's classic wisdom. You check your lights before you change your clothes, because people come through the windows all the time up in here, dude. For real.
All right. Anyway, so that was the Indian edition of the ad segment today, guys.
All right, well, excellent job, everybody. Excellent job. Thank you for coming back, Tommy. This way people know we didn't have you kidnapped and hidden in a closet anywhere.
Yeah.
It was really on the up and up. So thank you, everybody, for being on this show. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We really appreciate it.
I have an
Go ahead.
announcement. I have one quick
an
announcement
announcement.
before so we will be back next week, February 5th. And I'll be back, and we'll have all brand new guests. I believe next week we've got Xander Beltran.
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Xander Beltran. Yeah, that's
I
one
love
of the
Xander.
lineup. I'm still working on the rest of the people, but so if you're watching the show live, we still have 8 people. This is a record, you guys. We had 8 people watching at the end. Usually we peter off at the end. So but you guys did a great job. I mean, I'll see the tapes later, but it looks like you guys had a consistent audience the entire time. So Ed, nice job for hosting. Thank you for that. And again, we'll be back next Friday at 5 o'clock.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.
Hi, everybody.
Good night, everyone.